Coaching is about developing relationships, and folks, you have to be able to communicate with people. And that's the numbers come out pretty close to this. 85% of your success comes from your ability to deal effectively with people, communicate with people, interact with people. Only 15% of your success comes from your technical ability. Now, if you think about it, that goes completely against what most of us are taught growing up. Most of us taught growing up that if you want to be successful, what do you need to do? Go to school, get education, learn things. Folks, we've been sold a bill of goods. Education has little to do with your ultimate success in life. Now, I'm not here to bash education, but folks, there's a lot of very smart people not achieving things. Because at the end of the day, folks, I don't care how smart you are. If you don't have the ability to deal well with people, all that knowledge is useless. And we talk about, in education many times, we talk about the 3 R's. What are the 3 R's? Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Those aren't 3 R's, are they? I think we just have another clue why our education system is a little messed up. But the 4th R, relationships, is what makes the rest of it come alive. Folks, and how there's such a misunderstanding of what true leadership is. See, many people believe whoever's in charge is supposed to be the smartest. And that's just not the case. Folks, the people that run the companies, run the countries, run the organizations in this world are rarely the ones who are the smartest. What makes you a great leader is surround yourself with people smarter than you are. And now someone said, hey, you've done a good job, so we're going to put you in charge of getting others to do a good job. And you quickly found out that that's a whole different skill set. The people that usually were the best workers make the worst bosses. Well, they can acquire the people skills, but even more than that, I mean, you're on the right path.
They're always trying to do it themselves.
Yeah, you try and do everything.
Yeah, too quick to jump in to do it yourself, lack of patience, lack of tolerance. You are paid to get results. But you are no longer the result getter. You get paid by other people's results. You can't do everything. You get results through other people. Just take the time to understand a little bit about the people who work for you, or just a little bit about people. You'll realize that it's not that complicated. We overcomplicate working with people just because we don't have enough information about them. And we are very predictable. So that by this time next week, many of you won't even remember you were here. I'll bet sometimes you get to the end of a weekend and you can't even remember what you did on the weekend. Someone says, hey, what'd you do this weekend? You're like, what did I do this weekend? Right? Because folks, we learn through spaced repetition. We learn through spaced repetition. It takes 3 to 5 times of hearing or doing something before you start to learn. So if there's no repetition, no learning takes place. So what do you call? A lot of times you don't want to ask a coworker or your boss or someone else how to handle a problem because you don't want it to reflect on what they think of you. So it's nice to know someone at another organization. Coach each other. Because you're going to find out this morning, folks, we all have the same challenges. We all have the same challenges. As I travel around, it's interesting. Many people think the grass is greener somewhere else. And there's a lot of people I talk to that they think, you know, if I just worked for a different boss, if I was just in a different city, different industry, different people, different something, that everything would be different. Folks, I'm here to tell you the grass isn't greener anywhere else. Wherever you go, it's still just grass. Because what do we all have in common? What do we work with? People. And if you work with people, you're going to have the same challenges. I don't care if you work for a mom and pop service station or a Fortune 50 company. You're going to find out this morning we're all the same challenges. So it's nice to know someone at another organization that you can call sometimes and say, listen, how do you handle this? How do you handle that? Great. That's a characteristic of successful leaders. They network a lot. And that's how they solve problems. That's how they get answers. That's how they come up with ideas. I run into people day in, day out that will be talking about something. And I'll say, well, why do you believe that? And they'll say, oh, I saw it on TV. Oh, that makes it real. Or why do you do it that way? Well, my boss says that's how it's done. Well, that makes it real. Folks, we need to be the type of person that seeks out information from a variety of sources before you make decisions. I mean, think about it, folks. If you want to look good, feel better, have energy, be in shape, live longer, fight off disease, and anything like that, what do you need to do? Take care of yourself. How? Exercise and eat right. Duh! It's not rocket science, is it? Then how come the bestseller list every day is full of exercise, diet, health, and nutrition books? Yeah, there's got to be an easier way. No, there's not. You just have to do what works. We're so gullible, we've made Dr. Phil a best-selling diet author. Have you seen the guy? I mean, all you have to do is look at his picture on the cover. And you think, yeah, there's a disconnect here. He's the guy that's giving diet advice? Look at the man. And that's the problem. We have people that write management books that shouldn't be writing them. It's like, who are they to write that? And I'm not here to pick on Dr. Phil. Some of you already pulled out your feedback forms and said, Mark picked on Dr. Phil. I love Dr.